Bonjour, c'est Madame Davis. It's time to work on counting the 60s and the 70s. We're going to work on them together because they are linked in French. Both the 60s and the 70s start with soixante. Remember the ants in the sauce? Soixante, right? But the 70s use the teens to create themselves, okay? So let's start this by starting with soixante, okay? Just soixante. Soixante, we did this in the last video, right? Soixante. And then we'll just count the 60s. Soixante, soixante et un, soixante-deux, soixante-trois, soixante-quatre, soixante-cinq, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70 is soixante-dix, right? Soixante-dix, 60, 10, okay? So the 70s are weird because they use soixante, but then they use the teens. So it's literally like you're saying 60, 10, 60 and 11, 60, 12, 60, 13, 60, 14, and so on, all right? So it sounds like this then, okay? Soixante-dix, and then, so soixante-dix, right? And then we go, actually, you know what? Let's go back and look at 1 through 20, or actually 11 through 20, okay? And remember how we did the actions? Let's get the teens back in our head, okay? So we had 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? Okay. All right, so we're at soixante-dix now, okay, soixante-dix. And then we go soixante et, remember it's 11, 11, soixante-douze, soixante-treize. Nice and big now so that we can distinguish between the 60s and the 70s, okay? Soixante-quatorze, soixante-quinze, soixante-seize, soixante-dix-sept, soixante-dix-huit, soixante-dix-neuf, and 80 is 80. Okay? So let's see how this looks now when we put the 60s and the 70s together, okay? Starting at soixante, here we go. Soixante, soixante et un, soixante-deux, soixante-trois, soixante-quatre, soixante-cinq, soixante-six, soixante-sept, soixante-huit, soixante-neuf, soixante-dix. Now nice and big so we can distinguish between the two. Soixante-dix, soixante et onze, soixante-douze, soixante-treize, soixante-quatorze, soixante-quinze, soixante-seize, soixante-dix-sept, soixante-dix-huit, soixante-dix-neuf, and 80 is 80. 420s. 80. Okay? One other way you could do this is to use the actions, the 11, 12, 13 actions, right? And the 1, 2, 3 actions. So let's try it that way, okay? Let's try it like that. So from soixante, right? 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Okay, 70s now. 60 et 11, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and 80 is 80. 80. Okay. All right. It's going to take a little bit, right? Because it's kind of tricky. It's like a brain teaser to do the 60s and the 70s. So give yourself time, be patient, take the time you need, and then when you're ready, come to Flipgrid and make me a video, okay? All right. C'est à toi maintenant. It's your turn.